Hi, I'm Nicola Mao from Parentline Plus and welcome to Got a Teenager TV. I'm here with Susie Heyman, parenting expert. Thank you, Susie, welcome.
Hello Nick, thank you. I'm a trustee of Parentline Plus and an agony aunt. And we've been talking about some family issues, haven't we, and issues that have come up on our website. What's the one today that you'd like to talk about?
About being part of a couple parenting teenagers. So we've heard, it can be very difficult at times parenting teenagers. And what advice would you give to couples that are parenting teenagers, and what do you think they should do?
Oh, apart from sort of go to Timbuktu or something, fly to Rio, get out of it. Actually, that's more than a joke, because the point is I think it's actually really important. If you've got any child of whatever age, but particularly teenagers, you need to have time for yourself. It's really important for people to actually not just be mum and dad, not just be part of a family, but also occasionally be John and Jane, that couple who met, fell in love and got together. You forget that sometimes when you've had your children, and when you're in the middle of all the stresses and strains of bringing up teenagers, that can be very, very distant, that memory of you together, just as a romantic couple. And I think we actually need to put some effort into bringing that back and to keeping that there, because you need that bedrock, you need that foundation that keeps you together, that keeps you as two adults together, not just a mum and a dad parenting together.
And is that about, having a night out, just the two of you, for example? What would you suggest that a couple could do to ensure they get that kind of couple time?
I think you should make dates. I think you should actually, because often what happens is if you sort of say, oh, we'll go out next week, or we'll, go out in a couple of days, or we'll go out tomorrow night, and you make it as a sort of, maybe, and then things come up. Somebody comes home from school in a dreadful state, and you put it aside because they're more important. And you suddenly realise that it's been three years since you've been out because you keep putting it aside. So I say that you should actually make a date, put it on the diary, put it on the calendar. Tonight, this night, Friday night, we go out, we get a babysitter in, or indeed, you actually, that's the night where perhaps you don't eat together. You do actually have your own private meal. You send the kids up with a pizza to the living room to watch television, and you actually have some couple time on your own together. If you can't get a babysitter or you can't afford to go out, there's all sorts of ways of making that separate time. Of actually saying, from 10 o'clock or from 9 o'clock or whatever, the living room is ours. You're off to your bedrooms. Normally we spend time in family time. That's lovely, but tonight is ours. And to make that as a statement, actually, to your children, that we're spending some special time together, and we need that. I think it's a really good model for teenagers to see happening, and it's a really good thing for you to make sure goes on.
So couple time, is that a time that couples spend just talking about the issues with the kids?
Oh no!
The family?
Ban that!
Right.
No talking about kids, absolutely not. You talk about yourself, you talk about each other. You might need to sort of kick it off by remembering what it was like. What did you used to talk about? What are you interested in? What happened to you today? What do you want to do next week? Where do you want to go for your holidays? What are you expecting to happen at Christmas? Anything that actually is talking about your feelings and you and each other and having fun together and remembering about having fun together. And the interesting thing is that if you start off, making that the rule. So the rule is you make dates. The second rule is you don't talk about the kids. You'll find that it actually develops, even if you're finding it a bit difficult at first. It'll just take wings, and then you'll find you have such fun together, you enjoy yourselves together. And that, as I said, is a very good model for the kids to see, that you're strong, you're side by side, and you're enjoying each other. You can enjoy them a lot more then. So
you would say by being a couple, having couple time where you're talking about anything but the kids, that would have a positive impact on your parenting?
I think it does, because there's lots of studies actually that have shown that if you support people in their parenting, that's great, they can become better parents. If you support people in their marital relationship, not only does it actually improve their ability to parent, it also brings them together. In fact, it actually, it's all round better. So I think it's really important that as a culture, in a sense, we ought to be saying, couples are important, families are important, but the foundation of a family is those couples, and we need to give ourselves treats, we need to give ourselves time. For instance, things like you go on holiday as a family, but there should be times during that holiday where you can say to the kids, you go off and do your own thing, obviously depending on what their age is, make sure they're safe, make sure they're secure, but you should be having some time that is just the two of you, concentrating on the two of you, even only for a half hour each day. It's just the principle of saying we together are important as ourselves